I am a little bit later on this than I normally would be. Hello all the crazy people out there, my name is Dragonite, and welcome to the official demo of Matt's Hidden Cats. So the Epic Battle Fantasy games and I go way back. I've been playing them almost as long as they've been a thing. And more especially, I've been playing them on this YouTube channel almost as long as this YouTube channel has been a thing. And Matt's Hidden Cats is the next game that the creator, Koopa Matt Rosak, has been working on. And a week or so ago, the demo for this game finally came out, and I figured that I would dive in and have a look at it. So this is a little bit different from most of the previous Epic Battle Fantasy games, which have been typically turn-based games and like bullet shooters and that kind of thing. And this is a hidden object game, which is a completely different genre than all the other things. It is much more relaxed. And I should probably establish earlier that I am terrible at finding stuff. I am one of those ADHD kids who like can put something down in the middle of my desk, and then if I look away for 5 seconds, I will have no idea where it is. So as I play through this thing, there's probably going to be a lot of people yelling at me that like I'm missing something that's like right underneath my mouse cursor. It's kind of a problem in my everyday life, but being bad at a game has never really stopped me from playing it. And so that's what we're going to do today. So this is currently a demo, which is posted on Matt's itch.io page. Eventually, I do believe the demo will be coming to Steam. I will have a link to both the itch.io page and the Steam page down below if you would like to find this yourself. Oh, I will also say that this is the second time I'm trying to do this, because the first time I recorded this, I started recording this, the sound was not being recorded, and it turns out that the sound design is actually quite good in this game, and I definitely want to include that. So I'm going to be going and trying to do that again. Let's see. So the download is over here on the bottom of the page. I can go and download that. I have still got a copy of this from when I was playing it a few days ago. So I'm just going to run this. This is, as usual, built in Adobe Flash or Adobe Animate or whatever they're calling it now. I believe it's using Ruffle as a middleware to turn the Swift file into a standalone Windows executable. Speaking of which, there are a couple notes about people having performance issues in the comments down here, and I do believe that Matt is looking into that. But if you have any performance issues yourself, check the comments. There are some people posing problems and offering solutions down there. For what it's worth, I have an Intel Arc GPU and it seems to run fine, so do with that information what you will. So let me finally double-click this executable and run it. And we're going to be starting this game up, and it's going to launch in a window. And I'm going to see if I can configure things so that it's at least a, like, 1080p window. Looks like the sound is recording today, which is good. I would like to play this game in English. And, oh, you must be the new beta tester. I assume you're here to play my new game. So we're going to start out with a bit of a odd Epic Battle Fantasy-esque fourth wall break on behalf of Matt over here. I'm Matt, by the way. I'm an independent game developer working on a game called Matt's Hidden Cats. Huh? You've actually heard of it? Well, that makes things easier for me. I guess we can jump right into it then. As you know, the goal is to find items on the list. Some items are visible right away, but others you'll need to find by poking around a bit. I'm gonna assume you want a normal difficulty level, but you can also change the game to easy or hard in the options. I don't actually know what that does. I'll try to remember to set those later on and see what the different difficulty levels do. Let's try at the first level. Alright, so what can I do about this game window, by the way? I think if I want the game to present in 1080p, I can move over to my other screen. I can go into the pause menu, options, and there should be a resolution settings in like the graphics menu over here. All right, we can. I think we can work with that. So there are a bunch of settings in this settings menu. Some of them are cosmetic, gameplay settings, hints, difficulty, enable violent content, because I do believe that later in the game there is some blood and or jiggle physics, which you might want to turn off if you're playing under certain conditions. Interface size, dialogue speed, menu transitions. I'm not going to spend a ton of time going through this. Various effects you can shake off if your game is experiencing particular performance issues. Oh, there's an ultra-wide mode too. I do not have an ultra-wide monitor. Will not be going there. And audio settings. So I'm gonna close out of that, and we can have a look at our first scene here. So I'm gonna have to find these 7 items in the list, and I did play. Oh, I see this one straight away. All right, squirrel sitting in the tree. I did play some of this a couple of days ago. I can't really say I remember off the top of my head where any of the items are. Maybe one or two of them once I see them. But we're going to be going into this largely not really knowing exactly where to click. So you can click on basically everything in this game. And you can probably already... Alright, that makes sense. There's a letter in the mailbox, which was one of the items for me to find. You can click on basically everything. A lot of things will have just goofy animations like that. Can I click on the nut too? I was wondering if the squirrel was going to eat the nut if I clicked on it, but it doesn't seem like it. Pretty much everything that you can click on has some sort of response, either a goofy animation like that or a sound effect like that. And you can probably hear... Hello. You can probably hear why I said earlier that I think the sound design in this game is very good. I believe there was a game that came out a couple of years ago, an indie game called Unpacking, where like you could take items out of a box and put them down on different surfaces, and I think almost every item and almost every surface in that game had like its own dedicated sound effect, which impressed a lot of designers because that is an insane amount of work to put into... Sorry! That is an insane amount of work to put into something that a lot of people generally don't think about, or think about as a bit of an afterthought when it comes to making games. Anyway, I'm gonna stop clicking on every single object and maybe move a little faster. So I'm looking for a bush. Yeah, there's that guy right there. I'm looking for a cat, a super mushroom, I'm not sure what that is, but it looks like something that you'd use to stab someone, and a handheld nuke, because those are definitely things that go together. Okay, broke the pop. There is, I think I saw another one. These, like, rupee things. You can click on those. And that's currency. I don't know what the currency is for. I didn't find anything in the menu that, like... I don't think I found that in my first playthrough, but that's, unfortunate for those birds. Nothing happens if I click the eggs. Maybe that's for the best. There's an owl hooting. Let's see. Television antenna. Oh, there's a, little card sitting on the roof. Alright, so those do make a return from Epic Battle Fantasy V. There's a Slime Bunny card. Slime Bunnies are friendly creatures that have magical healing powers. They can often be found near ponds and buckets of water, as they like to stay moist. Alright. Before I go and move on, is there anything else that I'd really like to click on? I remember there was something in there. Ah, yeah, alright. Didn't remember what was in there, but I did remember clicking on that. Wheelbarrow and making something relevant appear. So once you're done with that, looking on the outside, there are doors and things that you can click on and reveal. And sorry, you can open the doors. You can reveal like the insides of houses and stuff. There will be sometimes useful things to be found in there. Bang, bang, bang. I think this, is this the Obsidian staff from the EBF games? That looks familiar. I think that's made an appearance in the EBF games as one of Natalie's weapons. Is that the One Ring? Don't know what that is. There's a, dog. Dog playing on the computer. Alright. Can I click on all the animals? Will they all say different things? I can't imagine they all say different things. Sorry. Do they all poof if I click on them enough? It looks like they do. Wow. Alright, we're just going on a rampage here. I'm kind of sad that I can't break the bottle. Alright. Is that the, like, the 56K dial-up modem sound? I'm just barely not old enough to have experienced that firsthand, although I do know all the memes of the dial-up modem sound. What is that? Oh, that's also currency. I don't remember if my first time through, if I found all of the currency, or the stars, or no, the stars are the objectives, but the currency and the cards. Obviously, the first card was just kind of sitting there. I know I got that one. I don't remember if in the other levels. I don't think I got any in the other levels when I played through. I'm not sure if I oh, duh. I was trying to click on the ocarina behind it, but yeah. See, that's what I mean about I can be looking at something right under my mouse cursor and I won't see it. And I'm gonna click on stuff by accident. I already have clicked on stuff by accident, but, yeah, I'm not good at finding stuff. Can I actually click on the stuff on the table? I can eat the cake. I can't eat the nut. I was able to eat the carrot too, or at least most of it. I'm remembering that the card said the slime bunny can often be found in water or around water, and I was wondering momentarily if I can click on the bucket and make it come back, but it doesn't look like I can. Alright, can't unwrap that package. I like the, because I like plants. Because I like plants, I'm looking at all the plants in the game, and the ones outside look kind of generic. Bushes, those like goldenrod-like things, that sort of thing. The house plants I am a little more interested in. So this one looks like an alocasia. This one, or an anthurium rather. This one might be an alocasia. It's hard to tell. Snake plant, spider plant. I'm not entirely sure what this one up here is supposed to be. It looks like one that I have that is a spear snake plant in the same genus as the traditional snake plant. But I'm not entirely sure. That could go a couple different ways. I think there's also up here. Oh yeah, there is a... Alright, so that is the final one of those currency rupee things. And also this little stabby thing, dreidel. I'm not entirely sure what that's supposed to be. And once we've finished finding everything, we can see the little level complete screen. I almost called it a game over screen. That's kind of the opposite of what this is. It took me 8 minutes apparently. I found 7 things. I clicked on 435 items, or poked 435 items to use the scientific term. And if there's anything else, I guess if you wanted to keep looking for like money or something, you could stay here, or you could just go to the next level. By the way, I'm fully intending on playing this game and posting it on the internet when the full thing comes out. I'm also considering actually live streaming this, because this seems like the sort of thing that would be fun to have multiple, like, people looking at. And that kind of thing. I haven't committed to, like, a time or a date or anything yet, but if you're interested in seeing me live stream this, let me know. And I might... Also, like, let me know, like, what times for people would be good, and I might, do that at some point. So what's up? Wow, you've already finished the first level? Well, what did you think? That was kind of fun, or it was too easy? I'm gonna go with fun. It wasn't the biggest level. There were only a couple things for me to find, and, I do know, because I've been, watching Koopa Matt post his progress on social media, that some of the later levels are gonna be much, much bigger than this, and they're gonna have a lot more stuff to find. And also, I'm sure a lot of silly interactions of objects that you can click on. Anyway, that was only a practice level. Things are gonna get more difficult now. Let's try a bigger level this time. Yeah, I was just talking about that. Level 2 should be more challenging. Alright, so we have a level select screen. How many are in the demo? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 levels in this world, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 worlds in the entire game, by the look of it. So there's going to be a lot of hidden objects to find. Alright, let's move on to level 2. This is going to be Kitten Camp. So there's 11 things to find in this one, 8 pieces of money and 1 card. Alright. Sorry to interrupt you, but I don't think Matt explained the hint system yet. Oh, yes! That was one of the things I meant to talk about in the first level, and then I forgot. Do you want to explain how hints work? Yeah, let's go through this. So, you can use hints by selecting the item you're looking for in the list. The hint system is quite flexible. You can choose what types of hints you want. So you can ask for the general direction of the goal, or ask whether you have to do something special to find it. And if you're impatient, you can just spend more hint points and go directly to the goal. That works too. Hint points slowly regenerate over time, and I believe it's actually real time. It's not based on, like, you don't get, like, a quarter of a hint for every item you find yourself. Thinking of, like, the New York Times games, Strands, I think, has a hint system sort of like that. But hints will just regenerate in real time, so if you really get stuck and if you spend, like, a half hour on a level and you can't find a certain item, you can just ask the game. They regenerate faster if you interact with certain items and find goals. Alright, yeah, second half of that sentence. So, I think that's it seems to make sense. if you just can't get through a level and you need help finding a thing. I'm sure that within days of this game going up, there's going to be like a 100% completion guide on the Steam forums or something like that. But you can also use the in-game hint system. All right, so we have some sort of fortress level here. So there's a couple of cats sitting over the fire. Yeah, I can click on the food. The food will get eaten, and I can click on the grill, and the grill will explode. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna try not to explode all the animals. That seems... nice. That seems like something that, that it would be a little bit rude to do. There's another ocarina. I'm only hearing 2 different notes there. Alright. You're purring when I pet you. I will try to not explode you. What else can I find? So outside, out front, there are... Did you just screen shake me? Excuse me? If I really sit here and button mash for a while, is it gonna get more and more intense and like it gets harder to keep clicking as the screen keeps shaking. My finger's getting tired. I'm gonna stop. Alright. Don't know what the point of that was. Okay. That is one of the... there's 3 of those little brown and white mice, apparently. These black and... I don't know exactly what these animals are. I'm not sure if they're supposed to be mice or if they're, like, hamsters or something. They kind of look hamster-like. Oh. That was, like... I don't know, a gemstone or something that was currency. I thought it was just like a rock, like a funny looking rock that was gonna roll out, or a ball or something that was gonna roll out and do something silly. All right. Can't break the lantern. Yeah, every single one of the plants seems to have some kind of shaking interaction when you click on it. And I'm curious of a couple things in terms of like. Okay, sleeping bag is one of them. So inside the tent. I'm curious of a couple of things within the game's production. One is like, how many unique like sound assets are there exactly? Because not every object has a unique sound. Like, I think. Alright, yeah, so at least some of the trees share click effects when you click on them. A lot of the plants, a lot of the rocks are going to share click effects when you click on them. But, like, there's a lot of unique sounds in this game. And I'm curious exactly how many there are. Koopa Mount on the off chance that you happen to be watching this. And I'm also curious, like, just how many objects themselves are in the game. I don't know if Koopa Mount has ever said that in a blog post or anything like that. Is that a gem? That's a rupee. Let's grab that. But I am curious, just like in the scene alone, there's got to be a 100, 200 or so unique items, and there's going to be even more inside if you were to click on the house and go inside, and we'll go inside later. But yeah, I am wondering that. Oh, that's the sound. I was confused about what that sound was. That was the hint system. Another hint going up. Again, it will progress in real time. I've got 5 now because I didn't use any in the first level. All right. Okay, so I can click on the radio and turn the music off. That's the default music. I think I heard one that was like Astavius from EVF3 or something. Oh no, that's not Astavius. Is that the forest music from EBF3? I think that's the forest music from EBF3. I like that one. That's different. I'm gonna listen to that. Let's see. Anything in the toilet? Or in the outhouse? There's a bucket, toilet paper, and a broom. All right. No running water in this little encampment here. Let's see. Arrows. There's a bug. The bug isn't on the list, though. I sort of feel like in later levels you will see bugs on the list like this, things that you have to find. Let's see. Does this open? That does open. There's bread in there, which I can't interact with because the whole thing is just one object, and also bread is not an item. Let me see. There's like a bird's nest and bird eggs. You know, I do want to show off the hint system. So I'm gonna try and have the satisfaction of actually, like, finding something, like, I was wondering if I could move this cloud out of the way and see if there's anything behind it, but it doesn't look like it. Oh, here. All right. Yeah, bird's nest is gonna go in the tree. Oh. Well, I was going to go and use the hint system on it to show what the different levels of hints do. On an item that I'm already looking at. I also, yeah, I saw this, the sword and the stone. That's gonna be, another one of the items here. That also looks familiar as an EBF weapon. Those do not explode. This also looks familiar as an EBF weapon. And I can't remember what it is. Is that the Blood Blade? Anyway, so let me go and see how these hints exactly work. So if I say location, take a closer look at the right-hand side of the map. Okay. So that's just a general direction, cuts down the search space by half. If I go and select... Alright, you can probably find this item from the sky. So that's gonna, I assume, tell me that I don't have to, like, uncover anything to make it visible. And lastly, is this just gonna... Yeah, that just draws an arrow over it. Alright. It doesn't circle it for you. You still have to do that. But if you're really having trouble, you can use that hint system. So that's how that works. What else is left? So I've got 2 of the mice, a Game Boy, one of those star balls that I think Roku is playing with in EBF5 and that one side quest in Red Pine Town. There's an actual cat. Is that, by the way... I think that's this guy. Yeah. I passed over you a couple of times. Wasn't sure if there was going to be another cat that was just standing or if the one behind the fence like this was going to count. And it seems that the one behind the fence counts. I still need a birdhouse and a slab of meat. And I'm expecting to find the slab of meat around the food area. Okay, in the cooler. That works. My second guess was going to be in the kitchen over here. There is that currency? That is currency. Nothing in the bag. Nothing that happens when I click on the cup. There's toast. Bottles. I saw the fireplace shake. Why was that? Oh, that was that? There was a thing hiding in it? Alright. Birdhouse. That's probably also going to be outside. On a tree or on the side of the house, perhaps. I'm slightly disappointed that I can't break the lantern there. Telescope. Chair. Laundry. There's a second radio. Okay. Oh. I wondered if this guy, the mouse with the red eyes, was gonna, like, get enraged if I click on it enough times, but that just makes the wheelbarrow move. Oh, you know what? And I saw this in the last map, but I don't think I put it together. Objects that roll appear to have, like, tire tracks underneath them. Or wheel tracks, anyway. So that's gonna be a tell for future objects that might or might not be hidden behind, like, moving things like that. This one I noticed does not. And there wasn't anything of use underneath this little rolling platform, so it's possible that the game is telling me that, like, only objects that have significance hidden behind them are going to roll like that. Not entirely sure. Let's see. So we've got like a lean-to for some logs. We've got some large white roses. Every single one of these fence pylons is, like, clickable, apparently. What else did I want? Can I make this this tent go away? No, I can't hide. I can't reveal anything behind it. There are some cats, though. Gonna try not to explode you. What is that? Alright, boomerang, slingshot. There is a tiny little castle gate over here. I have no idea what that's supposed to be. There's a sock hidden in there. Yeah, there's a lot of silly things. Boink. Alright, I remember that from the last time, and I think there's a second one over here. Oh, hi. Alright, so that's the last one of the mice. Achievement for interacting, or poking, to use the correct term. 1,000 items in total. So these 2 trees fell. They had, like, bite marks in them from I assume the beavers. I can enrage you. Can I enrage you? I can enrage you. You're gonna do the screen shake thing. And I don't know what the point of that is, and there very well might not be a point. Alright, those are sound effects that I definitely remember from the bush enemies and ABF games. Oh, here, okay, on the tree. There we go. So next we've got a Star Ball and a Game Boy, and I haven't done anything inside so far, so there's probably a good chance that one or both of those are going to be in here. I see a Game Boy that is like the original Game Boy, not the GBA. Oh, alright, right there, really close to the other Game Boy. Let's see, anything else in the other drawers? Oh, I see the Star Ball just on the shelf there. So I'm still missing 5 of the 8 currencies and the 1 out of the 1 cards. I feel like there's a good chance that both of those, at least the card, is going to be in here somewhere. I don't know where. I don't think I found it in my first run. Oh, that's currency. So some of the currency items, it's hard to tell if they're just decorations or if they are actually currency. And I don't know if that was like the point of them or if they're just more mundane objects than like everything else because they can be. That's a Rubik's Cube. That's a sound I did not expect coming from that. Is that supposed to be like a beeping, like a countdown for a rocket? If I click on it enough, it's gonna go off. Unfortunately, I don't think I can spend hints. Oh, I can spend hints on the cards and stuff. So let me spend a hint on the first card. It's roughly in the middle area. That definitely makes me think that it's probably in the house. I wonder... Is that doing a screen shake too? It is. I wonder if, like, I can move... Boy, everything... It seems like everything, if I spam click on it, it does a screen shake. Is it just, like, if I spam click in general? That might be it. I don't know if I want another hint. Roughly in the middle of the level could also be, like, down here, though. So, if there is... Can I knock down any more trees? Also, I can click on this, I can check that one off, and I can bring up the end level screen, but I can also just say stay here. Yeah, I don't see any other, like, trees or anything that I can knock down. Alright, let's try another one. It is hidden in a container of some sort, so that it specified a container, it didn't say it was, like, behind something. And I suspect that means I'm gonna have to actually open something, which means that there's something that I can open that I haven't. Alright, clicking on that just shakes the Star Ball. Let's see. Do I want to use the last hint? Oh, inchworm. Do I want to use the last hint? In a container. So, roughly in the middle of the level, so if I, like, trisect it into thirds. Where do I see another container? I assume when it says inside a container, it's gonna be like inside a container that I'm gonna have to open and not a, not just like shake something to make it fall out. Though that would be funny if it just fell out from behind the deer mounted on the wall or something. And the bird's nest, the birdhouse does not count as a container. Ribbit. Alright, let's use the last hint. Oh, you know what? I'm really dumb. I thought earlier when I was looking at, like, the tent and stuff, I thought, like, that looks like something that can open. I should click on that. And then I never did. Oops. Check carefully not to trample any blob-shaped vegetation. You may inadvertently wake a baby bush. If disturbed, they may attack with an ear-damaging scream. Yeah, we've seen that. So there is currency. I guess I could seek out the rest of the currency, but I don't really want to waste that much more time here. Boing. So I think I will say exit level. And, let's see, where are we? Oh, nice. You also beat level 2. Looks like you're getting the hang of this game. By the way, what's your name? Matt's #1 fan. probably not that far off, but I'm gonna go with Dragonite, because that's the name that I tend to go by on the internet. Yeah, oh, okay. That's a cool name. Thanks, I'm glad you think so. Half the time when I tell people that, they're like, you mean you picked the inferior version of Salamence or something? It's actually kind of funny how many different people that's been their first reaction to my username. I'll tell my secretary to write that down so I don't forget how to spell it. Just be glad I didn't give you my last name. Hey, I'm not a secretary. I do a lot of different jobs around here, and sometimes I feel like you don't give me enough credit. I guess I should have mentioned this earlier. But, yeah. I'm not exactly working alone on this project. My 3 best friends are here in the office working for me. With me. Hi, I guess you're Drago. Nice to meet you. I'm Natalie. I'm in charge of a lot of the admin stuff, like answering emails, accounting, market research, and whatever else that needs done. Basically, I do a lot of the boring stuff so that Matt can loaf around and Lance and Anna can actually do the game dev work. Yeah. Okay, Natalie. So, you want to take over and talk to the new player? No thanks. It looks like they already know what they're doing. And I've got to place some bids on eBay. Alright, important stuff. Let's talk later, Drago. Happy treasure hunting! So that is going to be it for level 2. I think I'm gonna leave it here. I'm not gonna go on to the next one. Again, I'm considering live streaming more of this game. Not exactly sure when, but I do feel like that would be a fun way to go about this. So, my name is Dragonite. This has been Matt's Hidden Cats. If you want to play this for yourself, I will have links down in the description of this video. I like to make videos on a lot of things. I like to make videos on how you can do stuff in Game Maker, and also I do Let's Plays on occasion frequently, so if you're interested in any of that, feel free to subscribe. I hope you all enjoyed that, and I will see you all later.